Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Vidiraye Srinvatam Swakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtanaha Udayantasto hi abhadrani vidunoti suhrit satam nashta prayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Mataji, let me know if you are ready to present. Uh, Text 3. Uttamastva dvaho mrugayayam bali yasa ata punya jane inadrav tanmatasya gatim gata. Translation. Dhruva Maharaja's younger brother Uttama, who was still unmarried, once went on hunting excursion and was killed by a powerful Yaksha in the Himalaya mountains. Along with him, his mother Surichi also followed the path of her son. She died. Text 4. Dhruvo Bhratir Vadam Shrutva Kopamarsa Suchar Pita Jaitram Syandanam Astaya Gata Punya Janalayam. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. When Dhrumaraj heard the killings of his brother Uttama by the Yakshas in the Himalaya mountains, being overwhelmed with lamentation and anger, he got on his chariot and went out for victory over the city of the Yakshas, Alkapuri. Purport. Dhrumarajas, becoming angry, overwhelmed with grief, and envious of the enemies, was not incompatible with his position as a great devotee. It is misunderstanding that devotee should not be angry, envious, or overwhelmed by lamentation. Dhruva Maharaja was the king, and when his brother was unceremoniously killed, it was his duty to take revenge against the Yakshas from the Himalayas. Verse 5. Ratvodicim Tisham Raja Rudranuchara Sevitam Dadarsha Himavad Dronyam Purim Guhyakashan Kulam. Translation. Dhruva Maharaja went to the northern direction of the Himalayan range. In a valley, he saw a city full of ghostly persons who were followers of Lord Shiva. In this verse, it is stated that Yakshas are more or less devotees of Lord Shiva. By this indication, the Yakshas may be taken to be Himalayan tribes like Tibetans. Verse 6. Dadmau Shankam Bruhad Bahu Kam Disas Chanu Nadayan Yeno Dvigna Drusha Kshatar Upadvayo Atrasan Brusan. Maitreya continued, My dear Vidura, as soon as Dhruva Maharaja reached Alakapuri, he immediately blew his conch shell, and sound reverberated throughout the entire sky and in every direction. The wives of the Yakshas became very much frightened. From their eyes, it was apparent that they were full of anxiety. Verse 7. Tato nishkrumya balina upadeva mahabata asantasthana nidam tanani nadam abhipetur udayu daha. O hero Vidura, the greatly powerful heroes of the Yakshas, unable to tolerate the resounding vibration of the conch shell of Dhruva Maharaja, came forth from their city with weapons, attacked Dhruva. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami iti namane. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarane. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhaktavanda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Thank you for the opportunity. And please forgive me for any shortcomings. And looks like Anantakiti Mataji not able to do it today. So we'll just summarize based on the verses and Prabhupada's purport. So we are in the Dhruva Maharaj's fight with the Yakshas. This is the 10th chapter from the 4th canto. And it seems to be very small chapter. Many of the verses are small without a purport. And in the first two verses, yesterday talked about Dhruva Maharaj's marriages and descendants. Dhruva Maharaj has a two son Kalpa and Vatsara, and in the coming to today's verses, verses 3 to 7, talks about Uttama killed by Yaksha, and Dhruva Maharaj goes to Alakapuri. And the verse talks about Dhruva Maharaj has a brother's named Uttama, and he went for the hunting, and also Surichi also followed his son Uttama. I think both of them were killed by Yakshas, and uh, and also it's been told that these events are predicted by the Lord in the previous previous chapter. Um, when Dhruva Maharaj was did the lot of austerities, and when Lord appeared, and Dhruva Maharaj glorified Lord, and Lord also talks about how fulfills all his desires, and and his mother and father didn't treat him well, and as mother has insulted him. I think part of those verses, God assured that the fate of the mother, and I think that is what is being defined in this verse. In the third verse, as Uttama's death and her mother's death, I think it was predicted by the Lord in the verse 23 of the previous chapter. And Dhruva's anger, and it's common to have the anger, or it's not easy to accept somebody's killing the family member. Same thing happened with Dhruva Maharaj, and also Dhruva Maharaj is also a Kshatriya, and he's also a king. So it's duty to protect his citizens and family, and as this has been when his brother and mother was killed by Yakshas, and he was overwhelmed, and with this anger and lamentation, and he headed towards the uh, Alakapuri. Alakapuri is the place, city of Yakshas, and it's being told in the purport that these are Yakshas are the followers of Lord Shiva. And in the verse 6 and 7, Dhruva Maharaj blew, say, Conch is conch, and sky is echoed, and the wives of Yakshas became frightened and unable to tolerate that sound. And during this, I think Yakshas, came out to attack the Dhruva Maharaj. And, and it's even in the Bhagavad Gita, when um, in the battlefield, when Krishna and Pandava's side, when they blow their conch shell, each one's conch shell is special, and its importance of each one conch shell, and hearing those sounds of conch shell, Dhritarashtra and others, everybody feel that they can sense the victory is on the side of Pandavas, and victory is on the side of the Dharma. So even here, when Dhruva Maharaj blew the conch shell, it is it's the it sounded like sky is echoed, and the wives of Yakshas feel that something is going to happen. It may be inauspicious for them. Obviously they might know how bad those Yakshas are treating the others, and I think that is something we can infer from those verse 6 and 7. So, and as Dhruva Maharaj blew the conch shell, and Yakshas came out to attack the Dhruva Maharaj, and Dhruva and Yakshas releases each arrows at each other. And in the coming verses, we see how Dhruva Maharaj kills the Yakshas, and how Yakshas praise the Dhruva Maharaj, and those kind of description. And at the end of the chapter, talks about how sages come and offer the prayers to Dhruva's protection. So it is a small chapter, and with that we can conclude. Please forgive me for any shortcomings. Vanchakalpa tarubhacha, Kupa Sindhu Bhavacha, Patitanam